guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back to filming on my phone, so hopefully I have enough storage to do that. I was filming like on my webcam on my computer, but then like I said in my last video, it started like corrupting my files, so I would film like a longer video and then it would just not be there after I finished recording. But like the shorter videos would stay, if that makes sense. So like the last video that I posted, even that, like I had to film it in 2 increments, like split it in half because it kept deleting it. So we're back to my phone. Yeah, I don't even know if it's like even better quality than the webcam, but whatever. Anyways, today we are going to be talking about the boy in the box. I wanted to do this case, even though it's pretty popular. I just wanted to do this case because like a couple months ago, he was officially identified after like decades. The case is still unsolved as far as we know. Like they haven't, all we know is that it's an open case again, and that they're like actively investigating it, but we don't really know any of that part. We just know his real name now, so I will be referring to him by his name, even though at the time that this was being investigated, back then, they didn't know his name at all. So on February 25th, 1957, Joseph Zarelli's body, wrapped in a plaid blanket, was found in the woods off Susquehanna Road in Fox Chase, Philadelphia. The body was discovered by a young man who was checking his muskrat traps. Fearing that the police would confiscate his traps, he did not report what he had found. A few days later, a college student spotted a rabbit running into the underbrush. Knowing that there were animal traps in the area, he stopped his car to investigate and discovered the body. He was also reluctant to have any contact with authorities, but he did report what he had found the following day after hearing of the disappearance of Mary Jane Barker. The naked body was inside a cardboard box that had once contained a bassinet of the kind sold by J.C. Penney. Zarelli's hair had been recently cut, possibly after death, as clumps of hair clung to the body. There were signs of severe malnourishment, as well as surgical scars on the ankle and groin, and an L-shaped scar under the chin. The police received the report and opened an investigation on February 26, 1957. The dead boy's fingerprints were taken, and police at first were optimistic that he would soon be identified. However, no one ever came forward with any useful information. The case attracted considerable media attention in Philadelphia and the Delaware Valley. The Philadelphia Inquirer printed 400,000 flyers depicting the boy's likeness, which were sent out and posted across the area and were included with every gas bill in Philadelphia. The crime scene was combed over and over again by 270 police academy recruits who discovered a man's blue corduroy cap, a child's scarf, and a man's white handkerchief with the letter G in the corner, all clues that led nowhere. The police also distributed a post-mortem photograph of the boy fully dressed and in a seated position as he may have looked in life, in the hope it might lead to a clue. In 1998, his body was exhumed for the purpose of extracting DNA, which was obtained from a tooth. On March 21st, 2016, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children released a forensic facial reconstruction of the victim and added him to the database. The body was then exhumed yet again in 2019 to retrieve additional DNA samples. I'll get to how he was identified in 2022 later on after I discuss the theories and whatnot from the past. So, the first theory to what happened to him was concerning a foster home that was located approximately 1.5 miles from the site of the body. In 1960, Remington Bristow, an employee of the medical examiner's office who doggedly pursued the case until his death in 1993, contacted a New Jersey Jersey psychic who told him to look for a house that matched the foster home. When the psychic was brought to the Philadelphia Discovery site, she led Bristow directly to the foster home. Upon attending an estate sale at the foster home, Bristow discovered a bassinet similar to the one sold at JCPenney. He also discovered blankets hanging on the clothesline that were similar to the one in which the boy's body had been wrapped when they discovered him. Bristow believed that the boy belonged to the stepdaughter of the man who ran the foster home and that they disposed of the body so the stepdaughter would not be exposed as an unwed mother. However, the police established that all the foster children were accounted for, and a re-examination by police investigators confirmed that the family were likely not involved. Another theory was brought forward in February 2002 by a woman who identified only as Martha, or M, who stated her parents bought the boy and murdered him. Authorities considered her story plausible, but were troubled by her testimony as she had a history of mental illness. She had stated that her mother and father purchased Joseph from his birth parents in the summer of 1954, after which he was subjected to physical, sexual, and psychological abuse. Authorities were unable to verify her story. Neighbors who had access to Martha's house during the time period denied that there had been a young boy living there and dismissed Martha's claims as ridiculous. Forensic artist Frank Bender developed another theory that the victim may have been raised as a girl. The child's unprofessional haircut, which appeared to have been performed in haste, was the basis for the scenario, as well as the appearance of the eyebrows having been styled. In 2008, Bender released a sketch of the unidentified child with long hair, reflecting the strands found on the body. Joseph Augustus Sorelli was originally buried in a potter's field. In 1998, he was reburied at Ivy Hill Cemetery in Cedar Brook, Philadelphia, which donated a large plot. The coffin, headstone, and funeral service were donated by the son of the man who had buried the boy in 1957. There was significant public attendance and media coverage at the reburial. City residents keep the grave decorated with flowers and toys. The large headstone, when first installed, contained the words, "America's unknown child," which was later changed to "Heavenly Father, bless this unknown boy." On January 13th, 2023, which would have been Joseph's 70th birthday, a new memorial containing his full name and image was unveiled, along with the addition of his name to the existing headstone. On to the official identification. On November 30th, 2022, the Philadelphia Police Department announced that they had identified the child through the use of genetic testing and investigative genetic genealogy, and that they would provide a case update in the following week. Sources stated that he was the child of a prominent family in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. Authorities said that investigation would use the new information to continue the search for suspects. On December 8th, 2022, the child was publicly identified as 4-year-old Joseph Augustus Sorelli, born on January 13th, 1953. Investigators were finally able to identify him after a cousin uploaded DNA to a public database. Investigators subsequently encouraged that person's mother to submit a genetic profile to GED Match, which she did, allowing investigators to identify his parents. A court order for the child's birth certificate was then made, which revealed the child's name and his parents' names. So, at the same December 2022 press conference, Philadelphia law enforcement stated that Joseph had lived in the area of 61st Street and Market Streets. They say that there's no way of knowing so far, if the neighbors even noticed that he lived there, because yes, he lived up to 4 years old, but he didn't live there that long. At least they don't think that he lived there that long for people to notice him. So I'm so curious as to what the situation was, because it seems like the biological parents, Augustus Sorelli and Mary Elizabeth, gave him up or something, which also makes me think that was in a mental institution, but her story kind of lines up here. Like, maybe, like she said, her parents bought a child from like a couple. What if she bought the baby from Mary and Augustus, and that whole story that Martha told was real? I personally believe in that theory, but hopefully in the future, my cat, I can't. Hopefully in the future, she is like going in. Hopefully in the future I can make an update video where we know like what happened to him, who did this to him, because honestly, like, especially with the technology and everything that we have now, I feel like there's a great possibility that we may be able to figure this out. Like, we may get to know. But anyway, that's it for this case. Ignore my cat. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next